Wow!
On March 12, 2023, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences held the ceremony of the 95th Academy Awards, also known to dear viewers by its audience-friendly name as Oscars. Not that long time ago, it was a great piece of entertainment. People were ready, visited theaters, were generally aware of the nominated movies, supported actors for their performance and skills and not their tweets. Overall, Hollywood was more preoccupied with quality and up to a certain extent morality of their product instead of pushing political narrative. Remember, in 2008, the masterpiece from Coen Brothers, No Country for Old Men, won all of the most important nominations not only in the US but around the world. Good times. Well, this year's big winner is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. The one thing and mention about this movie in this video, the massive split in the audience's opinions. You barely have anyone in between. Most people either absolutely love it or genuinely hate it. Interestingly enough, within our reach those who didn't like Everything Everywhere All at Once, on an opposite, highly appreciated movie we are about to talk. Not Hollywood, not typical, strange entanglement of romance and time travel in My Missing Valentine. Hello and welcome to Darkroom Streaming. This is what we do. Search the world for highly rated shows and movies that you have probably never heard of but are well worth your attention and bring them to our platform where you can enjoy those gems absolutely free. If you are somehow interested in shows and movies, it is almost impossible to find an original story. Even slimmer chances if you are into books. About 80% of all sci-fi related content in cinema came from three iconic authors mostly published around 50s and 60s. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. When great stories and well-developed characters transfer from pages of the book to the movie screen, it is amazing, new dimension of existence of favorite heroes, fresh approach and plot delivery. If the director gets inspired by ideas of others and capable of shaping them into a unique experience, we salute you. Elephant in the room type of issue that becomes more and more common lately is inability of movie makers to enhance or at least equally well represent borrowed material. We see blunt copy-pasting using top industry budgets, without any uniqueness or basic respect or even understanding of the original. But good news everyone, there are still plenty of people that care about movies, and recently we found a great example of such. In the beginning of the film, I was pretty skeptical about where it could go, considering the awkward teenage girl is the main hero and the title My Missing Valentine. Sounds like cliché romantic comedy. On the other hand, on mydramalease.com, if you don't know, it is a platform similar to IMDb but solely for Asian movies. It has rating of almost 8 out of 10 and genre stated as comedy, then romance, then sci-fi. Interesting. The core idea in the development of romantic comedies is already so simple that it is very hard to represent it any fresh or different. A boy and a girl have a bumpy introduction, then work their way through differences, misunderstanding and funny jumble towards the happy ending. Yeah, whatever. Extra low budget that barely covered very basic needs of Taiwanese production added more doubts as well. As you can guess, it turned out when talent, creativity and dedication applied, it can take you a long way. Director Yu Soon approached the genre with an artistic ambition, complementing a diversifying rom-com structure with enveloping mystery. In the center of the story is the cute, shy young girl Yang Xiaoqi. She lives the quiet life of an unremarkable postal office employee in Taipei. She rents a tiny room, listens on a daily basis to the local dating-oriented radio station, and dreams of meeting an appropriate guy. One of the extraordinary, fun, yet incredibly simple ideas brought into the body of the film, borrowed from the stage plays technique, is when Xiaoqi talks to the radio station on the phone, the DJ in the studio appears to be located right outside her apartment window. Such development adds depth and life to the potentially plain scene. From casual girl on the phone romantic talk boredom, Trick brings storytelling to the level where you actually get invested and start paying attention to what comes next. Calm, uneventful life of Xiaoqi occasionally get disturbed by genetic peculiarity she was born with. Her perception of time slightly differs from others, running split-second faster, keeping her offbeat with the surrounding world. Young lady unintentionally finishes tasks and reacts to external stimuli ahead of other people. This abnormality was particularly hard to deal with while being a child. Her ability to participate in rhythm-related activities like dancing, singing, or even team games and projects, as well as taking pictures with eye open, were busted from the get-go. As a girl grows into adulthood, present deviation from the norm doesn't help her confidence or self-esteem. Also, the story mentions her father that spontaneously disappeared one day after leaving the house to go to get tofu. Yet, Xiaoqi maintains cheerfulness and bright spirit, capable of finding happiness in everyday life. However, it's almost 14th of February, St. Valentine's Day. A young girl's heart is missing romance, adventure, and, literally, physical activity. So one day on the way home, she spots a dance class in the park, takes a moment to pause her walk, and tries to repeat some of the dance moves while observing from a distance. Young, attractive dance instructor spotted her awkward attempts, remember Xiaoqi's rhythm struggle, and approaches when class was finished. At first, the young lady tries to leave the scene, but word after word conversation develops, and Xiaoqi, considering a possibility of meeting again, lets Liu Wensan know where she works. The next day, February 13th, a fellow stops by the post office to bring Xiaoqi a lunch and asks to meet in the evening, aka date, which the girl happily agrees to. During a pretty average first date activity like going to the movie theater, Xiaoqi problematic relations with time create quite a few awkward moments. But dance teacher reacts to such occurrences with patience and understanding. As night goes on, the young lady learns that Liu Wensan was raised in an orphanage, and from the time he became an independent man, always looking for a way to help kids that live there, currently raising money for the 5-year-old girl in need of a heart transplant. Xiaoqi, being a sweet, compassionate thing, comes with an idea. Recently, she heard on a dating radio that on Valentine's Day, the city of Taipei runs a competition for couples where the winner gets a money prize and the amount would be enough to cover the orphan girl's surgery. Liu Wensan agrees to participate in the offered venture. Because he is a dance teacher, the girl is crazy, funny, pretty, the orphan needs money, and can a first date get any better anyway? He almost manages to kiss her during the bus ride on the way home, but gets distracted by the abrupt stop of the vehicle. First thing Xiaoqi does after getting home that night is calling the radio station to speak her heart out about the awesome guy she met, how he agreed to participate in the contest, and she is not sure yet, but hopes he will become her Valentine. She gets up next morning pumped up, excited, motivated, and ready to go like never before. Last night, though, Liu Wensan mentioned that his car is in a repair shop, so he won't be able to pick her up. That's not something that will spoil the mood of Xiaoqi, cause she got used to taking the bus around all the time, no problem. Except this time, cause there appeared to be a problem. She got on the bus in the morning on February 14th, blinked and woke up in her bed. Without even recalling what happened, Xiaoqi repeats preparation for the contest and starts to recognize multiple strange changes in herself and surroundings. But who cares when there's a Valentine's Day to live through? One of the remarkable changes is that her skin got really tan, like from the day at the beach, yet she is in a rush to meet Liu Wensan and doesn't have time to stress about it. This time the bus is surprisingly empty for the holiday, and worker at the meeting square claims that it is February 15th already, and the party happened the day before. At this moment, Xiao Qi begins to address the situation more seriously because it turns out that the whole day of her life disappeared. Coincidentally, it is Valentine's Day with all her romantic plans that is missing. However, it's Monday, she needs to go to work, so curiosity can't wait. After the girl is done at the post office, she stops by the police station to file the report on Missing Valentine's Day and dance teacher that doesn't respond to her calls, but the cop doesn't take concerns seriously. She comes back home without knowing where to start when the light in the apartment goes off, and as a time spending, Xiao Qi, following her inner voice, another director's creative arrangement, decides to go through old memorabilia dusting in a closet. And this is where investigation takes off, because one of the things that happened to be found in forgotten box of goodies is the key from an unknown postal box number 038. It wouldn't be something worth attention, but all of a sudden Xiao Qi remembered a strange, unnoticeable guy who visited the post office every day sending letters to the P.O. box, as you've guessed, number 038, but also went missing. Even more intriguing, there was a fresh, perfect photo of her taken by the beach in the window of the local printing studio. Xiao Qi buys the photo of herself, takes the key and goes on a mission. Everything said about the movie after this point would be a major spoiler, so if you're interested in a girl's adventure to solve the case of two missing guys and one dissolved in time Valentine's Day, check it out free at